Everybody just kind of allow that vibration of the gong to enter our hearts and enter our beings as we gather together in this unity community. And I'd like to begin by welcoming everyone today in this beautiful congregation. Just kind of gaze around at these amazing beings, this amazing light that's held by your hearts, in your hands, and the love streaming out of your eyes. It's really quite amazing. And I'd like to also welcome our YouTube community, all those in the virtual realm that are joining us today. My name is Christy Stevens, and I'm honored to be the platform assistant for Reverend Madalyn Wade, who's with us today, filling in for Reverend Jerry. And she's just a beautiful person. I'm so glad she's here with us. So I'd like to ask, is there anyone new to the congregation or to Unity that's joining us today? And if so, would you please raise your hand and leave it up? Because Kathy Lee, coming forward, is our chaplain for today. And she'd like to give you a newcomer's packet that has a red ribbon on it. So please put the ribbon on your shirt, and we'll know that you're new so we can come and welcome you to this community. And, feel free to ask us questions about Unity. You will know if this is your church home. I walked in 2013, and that was it. I just felt the vibration of the building. I said, this is it. This is my home. So if you have that feeling, then you'll know it's the place for you. Kathy Lee will also be available for prayer or counseling. After service, she'll be in the chapel, which if you go out the doors and around the corner to your left, you'll find the chapel. It's a beautiful, serene space just to sit in meditation and prayer. And Kathy will be greeting you there with her beautiful smile. So let us begin again with a deep breath, just kind of a sigh. It's the teapot sigh. We just allow all the tensions, any of the worries and thoughts of the day to just escape like steam, and we come fully present in this moment. So those of you at home, if you have your own candle, please get it now and light it with us. As we light our candles, we know that this is a representation for the light of the Christ, that spark of the Christ that resides in all. And we say these words so often. Feel free to recite them with me if you choose. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest, pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us, as the creative energy of the divine feminine and masculine, expressing in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this presence in our companion, Mother Earth, and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light our candles as visible reminders of that Christ presence expressing in, as, and through us in each present now moment. It is the truth. Let us embrace it. And now, taking this truth and this energy and this expansiveness of the light, let us stand in joy and join our musician for today, Kelly Garmeyer, as we sing Joyously Evolving.
I am whole, perfect, and complete. From my head right down to my feet. I am whole, perfect, and complete. And I am joyously evolving in love, love, love. When I thought my life had gone all wrong, I was joyously evolving. When I thought my spirit had up and gone, I was joyously evolving. This little light of mine was on a dimmer switch. It was joyously evolving. Am I good or bad? I couldn't figure which. It was joyously evolving. I've been in that dark before the dawn, trying to figure what the heck was going on. That little light inside just kept getting stronger and stronger. We are joyously evolving, joyously evolving, joyously evolving in love. It isn't always easy. Oh, you thought it'd be easy. When I run that track and I come in first, I am joyously evolving. When I think my life is at its worst, I am joyously evolving. When times are good and when times get tough, I am joyously evolving. When I think, okay, I've had enough, I am joyously evolving. I've been in that dark before the dawn, trying to figure what the heck was going on. That little light inside just kept getting stronger and stronger. Oh, yes, we are. Well, we are joyously evolving in love. So don't give up. No, I don't want to give up. Don't give up. No, don't you ever give up. Don't give up. We're in the power that is. Don't give up, we're in the power that was. Don't give up, we're in the power that will be. Don't give up, I only know it because we are in love. We are from love. We are. We're going back to love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are joyously evolving. Yes, we are. Oh, joyously evolving in love. Oh, that's a tricky one. You did great.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Oh my gosh. Do you feel the energy? Yeah, it feels so good. Feels so good. Good morning. I'm Reverend Madalyn Wade, and I'm delighted to be here. So we've already started. Let's just pull more energy in. So as I go within, I know that the divine creator that we call spirit is in and through me, in and through everyone in this room, in and through all of Nevada County and the world. I just know and accept that that divine energy, that spark of life is so strong and so powerful. And I know that as we come together here in song, in eating, in being, and just listening and communicating, that it is all good. It's all God in action. And I know and accept that everyone in this place is totally blessed. Always, always. And so this blessing goes into this beautiful gathering. And I say yes to all the gifts, all the joyously evolving. And I know and accept that there's laughter, joy, and love. So these things are our birthright. I know it. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so very thankful that we are doing this together in community. And so I embrace these words, I let them go, and I'm joyous as I say together. And so it is. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Reverend Madalyn. And now we move into a very special time in unity. Unity was founded on prayer. The power of prayer is the power of prayer to heal, to uplift, to hold in love. And so we set our intention as a community, and we hold each name, each person on the prayer list. We hold them in our hearts, we bathe them in love, and we see their highest good coming to them. And we know that their healing for the highest and best purpose in the highest and best way is there with them now. And we all know, and probably don't need to say this, healing is not always curing. Healing is this uplifting of the soul and the spirit to its highest and truest self. So we hold in our hearts Bob Zumwalt, Susan Healy Harmon, Sharon Watson, Mike Shearer, Emily, Aurora, and Andrew, John Noxon, Anne Marie and Ken Rusiniak, Danielle White, Gary Barnes, Richard Wood, Mary Len Peters, Christine and Tor Arid Torre, Marian Sheridan, Magdalene Jekyll, our dear elder, Magdalene Jekyll. We bless them. We see them just surrounded by the love of Divine Mother, this golden light, just nurturing them and holding them in her loving arms. Bless them all. So I'm going to cheat a little bit today. I'm reading the daily word for tomorrow, because I liked it a lot better. It's on compassion. And the statement, the affirmation for today is, I am compassion in action. What better affirmation that we can all hold in our hearts. The divine, and by the way, as we read this, just imagine that you are reading it for yourself, because as Claire, I think, said, and I've sometimes said, it's written in first person. So we all just need to say, okay, we're all individually reading this. The divine spirit within me is also in every other person on earth. I believe all people deserve compassion and understanding, and I make an effort to meet each person with patience and kindness. I remember each person is doing the best they can at this point in their lives. They may not be living from their fullest expression of their spiritual nature, but it is still up to me to see the good in them, no matter how they are acting or speaking. Even the smallest act of understanding may be the spark that ignites their inner light to shine brighter. I gratefully give and receive compassion. It is my joy to know that I can be a channel for divine love. I aspire to be a wonderful expression of compassion and kindness. Let's just all say that together. I aspire to be a wonderful expression of compassion and kindness. And from Psalms 145, verse 9, the Lord is good to all, and his compassion is over all that he has made. Thank you, God. And let us also affirm together this power of the Christ that carries forward our intentions, our prayer intentions, to hold all that we have named in these arms of love. So let us say together, there is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well. So we now have another beautiful song with Kelly, and if you want, you can stand and sing, I Am Alive with the Spirit of God.
I'm alive with the Spirit of God. I'm alive with the Spirit of God. I'm alive with the Spirit of God. I'm alive with the Spirit of God. I'm alive, alive with the Spirit of God. Got it? We're going to do that 2 more times. I'm alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I'm alive, alive with the Spirit of God. Last time through with some feeling. I'm alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I'm alive, y'all alive with the Spirit of God.
Oh, Madalyn,
Whoops.
we have a beautiful meditation coming up
Good.
next. She's not on yet. You're on. We are so honored and fortunate to have Jetta Molly with us this morning. Jetta, we've been listening to your recorded meditations, and now all of us here will be graced with your presence here in person. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Chris. Oh. Free electric shocks for anyone. Can you see me behind this podium? Heavier than Moses' tablets. There we go. All right. What genetics can't deliver, you have to find another way. Okay. So I invite you all to close your eyes and just take a few seconds to rearrange the way that your body is seated on your chair. Your feet are flat on the floor, on your spine, between the base of your spine and the crown of your head. It's nice and upright, a little bit stretched out. And taking a beautiful deep breath through the nostrils. Breathing out either through the mouth or the nose and just settling into your being, not just your body, settle into your being. And extends far beyond your physical body. All the beautiful layers of your humanness in their exquisite patterns and forms. Your emotional body, your mental body, your heart body. And as you continue to take these beautiful, long, satisfying, deep breaths, long and slow, just keep extending your conscious awareness out, beyond the heart body, into the bodies of your spirit, your higher self. And as you do so, touching the energy bodies of everybody else in this room, and feeling the sweetness of that connection, the support of that connection, as we join our beings together, as we join our hearts and minds together, as we join our soul and spirit together into this beautiful, light-filled unity. And just feel that for a moment. Just feel the reality of it. This is not an imagination. You are tracing and tracking something which is very real. And as we hold that intention of togetherness, just allow that flame in your heart, the Christ flame which Chris mentioned, just allow it to shine a little brighter, and a little brighter, and a little brighter. Knowing that this flame is lit from the immense body of the Christ presence, with its infinite capacity for love and wisdom. its infinite capacity for care and compassion. And let us together, as one unified group, send that out into the world, amplified and magnified through our coming together. Sending it out from this very building until it reaches around the whole planet and bathes the whole planet in the beauty of this love and this light. Holding our dear brothers and sisters in the human family, holding our dear brethren in the animal kingdom, holding our dear brethren in the plant kingdom, and holding our dear brethren in the mineral kingdom. And letting this light and this love seep into Mother Earth and embrace her heart, so we can pour in our gratitude and our love to her, our recognition of her presence and her service to us. And then let us also send out our gratitude and our love to all of the realms of spirit which provide us with so much support, their unwavering service to humanity and to this earth. And let us either physically or metaphorically bow our heads and say thank you for the gift of life, for the beauty of life, for the good of life, that we may see it and recognize it and emulate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. May all beings be blessed. May all beings be blessed. May all beings be blessed. So be it. It is done. Thank you.
I feel so blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Speechless. Yes, speechless. Yeah. Jerry asked me to speak on part of birthing a greater reality. I know there's book groups going on, and you've just started the book. And last week, Jerry talked about Who Am I? A Brief History of You. And he also mentioned how important it is to be authentic and genuine, especially sometimes in these days when life is hard. It's okay to be real. It's okay to speak your truth. And this book is a guide, is a way that we can assist others and ourselves in coming forward and coming through all of this. He mentioned an evolutionary cry, an evolutionary impulse. And I feel that that cry is getting louder and louder and louder within myself and others. And it's demanding a shift. It's demanding a loving evolution. Because otherwise, the way we've been living on this planet is not sustainable. And in the past, we've done something called translation. Jerry talked about this last week. So translation is we have a powerful spiritual experience, and we get new insights, and it lasts a little while, and then it fades. We get forgetful, we've moved on, something else has happened, and we wander off. I think I'm speaking in first person. I wander off. And so we are embracing what transformation means, which is something that really, truly alters us. Jerry used the metaphor of the butterfly, because when the caterpillar goes into the chrysalis, it becomes liquid goop. There's there's form, but it's totally different form. And then emerges with the beautiful wings. And so for us to do true change, which is transformation, is imperative. And darn it, we all have egos. And our egos get in the way. It's a huge stumbling block. I know mine is sometimes very active. And so we're building on a foundation and we're moving forward. And Robert Brumet, who wrote the book, tells us that we need to evolve. And he says, if evolution no longer occurs entirely unconscious of itself, we must now understand this process. And even more, we must become the process. It is time for us to become conscious evolutionaries and bring forth the global transformation. Bring forth the global transformation. And so this book gives us a template, a mapping of what has gone before and what is integrated in us and what needs to further integrate. Because we are moving from biological evolution to a greater consciousness of evolution. And so this talk is about huge, big patterns, because it's on the first part of the second chapter of the book. And the book has more chapters. So you have to keep coming every week to get the whole story. And you can read the book as well. And then there are groups that are ongoing in this community, which is awesome. So I assume there's probably room in the groups, or you can form a new one. I'm sure that would be open. So we're looking at evolution. And most of us, came into, well, I'll speak for myself again. I remember Darwin. I went to school, and they talked about the survival of the fittest and all that stuff. And that concept was put on top of all these other people who'd had evolutionary theories and stories and ways that it unfolded. And so biologically, the human body's been the same for the last 50,000 years or so. And the animals and everything. And our brains, bless our brains, developed to have survival, to make sure that that lion, that bear, that wolf doesn't get us. And our brains are the same. That's where our brains are. They're still there. That's the survival. And bless our hearts, we are struggling with that because that is not enough. That is not enough. How many of you noticed during the pandemic, when our brains were probably secluded in our houses and more quiet, that the bears, the deer, the animals, the squirrels all came out more? I could look out my window and the animals thought, oh, it's free form. Nobody's here to bother us. Yeah. So it's interesting is how subtle things can happen. And it's true that evolution isn't just in the past, it's happening now. It's just in a different form. And the purpose of evolution is for the absolute, that divine spirit, to unfold within this relative universe. And that's what it's doing. And Dr. Robert Ornstein, a noted psychologist, said that there's no further biological evolution without conscious evolution. We have to take command of our evolution. We have to begin a massive program for conscious changes in the way we think, the way we relate to others, and identify with the rest of humanity. Because it's demise or transformation. It's dark. And right now I'm a little worried for all of us. I don't like to look at the news. Because the time and energy that we're putting into the unspeakable needs to be put somewhere else. To that shift in consciousness. I'm breathing. Yeah. So, Brumette talks about a great chain of being. And I Googled it. And there's a, I can't say that word. There's a whole bunch of stuff on Google. And so I didn't read it all, but according to Brumette, the chain of being is matter to body, to mind, to soul, to spirit. And then evolution unfolds in that pattern, going in that direction. But then there's involution, which is just as important. It's key. And that's where spirit is going through those different levels, those different directions. So spirit involves itself in the creation. It's like, I'm the impetus. I'm in here. I'm losing it myself in the creation of all these things. And that it's not in reality. Spirit's not lost. Spirit is just so involved that it's just natural. It's just there. It's there. And so with each level in the chain, spirit becomes identified with that level. And spirit is alive in that level. So spirit first moves into soul. And that exists beyond time, space, and form. But it's not limitless like spirit is. And then spirit goes into mind, which exists outside of space, but inside of time, which is a creation of mind. I don't know about you, but my schedule and my daily calendar and my monthly calendar rule my life. Time is such, it's a beautiful structure to support me, and it's also, oh my God, I can't believe I've run out of time. Anyway. And then spirit goes into body, which is limited in time and space. And then finally, spirit moves into matter. And spirit is whole, perfect, and complete in each and every level. All of it is perfect and complete. So you've got the involution and the evolution. And the evolution is just in the reverse order. So the final leap, of course, is that ultimate transformation where matter, body, mind, soul experiences identify themselves as being spirit. Spirit is everything. Spirit is all of it. And that's the goal, is for us to recognize and know, yes, the things I do impact others. We're in this together. We're all here together. There is a gentleman named Henry Bergson. He wrote about elan vital, which is that impulse, that energy that goes through consciousness, and it goes through ever higher levels of expression. It goes back to that evolutionary cry, that impulse, that just going. And he influenced someone that I know most of you have heard of. It's Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. Oh, okay, good nods, thank you. And he lived from 1881 to 1955. And he was a fascinating man, and you could Google him too, but he did a lot of different things. But one of the things that was so interesting was that a lot of his writings were not published until after his death in 1955, because the Catholic Church was suppressing them. He was not allowed to publish. And a relative of his said, okay, he's gone, we're publishing this. And his work is vast. A couple things that Brumet talks about is that nature presents two faces. One of them is the exterior face of matter. And the other one is the interior reality or consciousness. And he has the evolution of the complexity of the physical world is accompanied by the evolution of the consciousness in the interior world. They're linked together. And he called it the law of complexity consciousness. Because you talk about one thing and there's something else. There's so much complexity to all this. And he talks about two types of energy. One is a tangential energy, which is the external component, which is what I don't feel sometimes at the end of the day. Where's my energy? And then radial energy, which is that internal energy, that psychic energy, which moves all things with greater complexity, with greater consciousness. And it is love. He labels that love. And that is the movement of all of that. Because love alone, according to him, is capable of uniting living beings in such a way as to complete and fulfill them. For it alone takes them and joins them by what is deepest in themselves. So gathering in love. He also talks about a new sphere. And I love this concept. It's a sphere of thought energy that surrounds the earth, that is a vibrant, living organism of collective human thought. And so I think right now, one of the things we want to do is have that new sphere get healthier. There's a lot of stuff out there, and that we just want to have that love be going and going and going, more and more and more. This point seems so important, and I've said it already, but I'm going to say it again. Only by uniting can we progress. Only by being together. By shifting our consciousness and coming from love. He talks about the interior world, the lines of evolution converging, and he called it the Omega, God, the One. And that's what we're talking about. Yes. And the thing that's so interesting, of course, is that he influences us, he influences other people, we influence other people, and it's a beautiful thread that is always going on together. Another gentleman that Brumette talks about in the chapter, and I'm giving you some of the chapter. There's a lot in that chapter, so I'm giving you some of it. He talks about structures of consciousness, different experiences we've had in the world, and different ways of interpreting the world. And he has seen them, he's got them in a hierarchical display over the years. So like the archaic was pre-human and 5 million years ago. So the archaic, and then the archaic was followed by the magic, which emerged with the first Homo sapiens about 200,000 years ago. And it's tribal and it's magical, and there's an interaction with nature. There's a oneness with nature in that. And then the mythical came about 10,000 to 15,000 years ago, which is the beginnings of recorded history. Agrarian, human nature, shared stories, and mythology. And then finally the mental, about 500 BCE. And then you've got the Greek and Roman eras. And then we went into the Dark Ages, which actually was, at least in the West, was a step back into the magical. So it's not necessarily a linear thing. But in the 15th century, we came out of that into the Renaissance, which is a magical time that I know lots of you have probably studied, as have I. But there's an objectivity and an ego-drivenness to it all, and that we're separate from the rest of the world, and that we can control the world. We're in charge. We know what to do. We know the best way for everything to go. And that is the dominant phase we're in right now. We think we know what's going on. We think it's us, and it's our egos talking again. And Gebser saw a little hope if we stay in this level, because there's no hope for the future emergence of the next level. And the next level is integral. It's where we recognize that the world is transparent. He says, transparent, fluid, and alive. The universe is seen as suffused with the light of spirit, animated with the radiance of the ever-present origin. So that's where we're going. That's where Brumette is giving us at least one template of how to get there. There are many. There are many. And I believe that all gifts, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the animal world, everything is going to be coming together to integrate, to be. So this is something Gebser said in 1949. 1949. If mankind can endure the new tensions that are becoming acute, then the impending collapse will only mean the end of the exclusive validity of the heretofore dominant mental structure. But if man and the earth are unable to endure these tensions, they will be torn apart by them. I'm not a pessimistic person. Anybody who knows me. But I'm also a realist. What you are doing here in this community, coming together to read this book and do workshops and do other extraordinary things, is key. Because if the old ways of being separated stay, we know what happens. Those old ways need to die. So the birthing process is being called forth. This is just one way. There are many ways. And this is just one half of a chapter in this book. There is so much more to be revealed. And I know that next week, Reverend Jerry is going to reveal more. including spiral dynamics. How many have heard of spiral dynamics? Yeah. So we need to be listening, we need to be doing. And then the second part of this book, he talks about what we can do and how we influence the global transformation. So I know it's possible. The infinite is alive in us. And I'm grateful for sharing this message. Thank you all.
Giant. Let's see. Thank you, Reverend Wade. That was lovely. And that was a difficult chapter to talk on. Those of you who have read it know. Well, we're coming now to the time of our love offering, a time to share our light and our expansiveness. So if you want to take your offering and hold it over your heart, or to hold hands with a person if you're giving together, that's a beautiful thing to do. And just infuse your offering with your love and your light so that you know that it goes out to bless not only this community, but the world. And as your offering is collected by our beautiful ushers, is it going to be Judy today and Susan? Carolyn and Judy. So if you want to come up and get the baskets, we're going to have a beautiful song. Kelly's going to grace us with her music while we do the offering, and we'll also say our love offering affirmation together. My heart is open to receive and grateful for all my good. I give fearlessly and with love. And so it is.
I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet, to share with you the last bite of the bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand. Love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Yes, I do. The Judds.
Thanks, Judy. So we bless these gifts for the work that they will do here at Unity and worldwide. Thank you. Thank you. So we come now to a time of announcements. And we have a beautiful silent auction that's coming. We'll be going through any items that are donated. So please feel free to don't bring any items you want to donate for the auction to the center, but go through all your stuff. I know I'm doing that. And see what is a treasure for you that you would like to share for others. Something maybe you haven't used for years, but you think this is beautiful. I would really like to share this. So that's a perfect item to donate. And the auction will be held on Sunday, November 20th, right after service. And there will be details and instructions how you can donate and also how you can bid. It was really fun. Normally they'll put a picture of it and you'll get a number and you can kind of put your bid on the board and you think, oh, somebody else bid on what I wanted. And so it's a nice activity. It's kind of fun. So we are going to have another silent auction. And also, as has been mentioned before, and thank you, Reverend Wade, for mentioning our groups for our 7-week fall program. This is a way to get to know other Unity people really well because you meet together in a group and it's informal in people's homes, and there are, I think there's a group here, but it's full. And you talk about the book, but you also share your impressions and you share how you're doing in life. There is still at least one group that's open. Yvonne Reed has a group Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. And we've only had one meeting. So it's not too late to jump in and join in this wonderful discussion together. And it can get kind of wild because everybody doesn't agree with what's in the book. And it's fun. Honor each other's opinions as we are all unique individuals going through life. So it's good. Also, if you would like to receive our weekly e-bulletin, please see the sign-up sheet at the back table of the sanctuary so that you can find out and keep abreast with what is happening in the community. So finally, I would really like to thank all of the volunteers that have assisted to make the Sunday service possible. First off, Reverend Madalyn Wade, thank you so much for your beautiful talk. And of course, our musician, Kelly Garmeyer. Our greeters, Carly Towsley and Drew Towsley. Our ushers, Judy Sosowski and Carolyn Homan, who filled in. And then I'm just going to go down and keep reading. We don't have to, well, give them a big clap at the end. Hospitality, Marion Blair and Patricia Plank. Sound is Ed Dennis. Live stream, our beautiful Leslie Van Atta. Bookstore, Jody Benson. And the altar, Sydney Grimsby and Patricia Plank. Thank you to everyone. It takes a community to run a church. There's no way we could do it any other way. And of course, our beautiful Jetta Molly, who's here with us today, and volunteered really to come and give this meditation this morning. Bless you. Thank you. So now we will stand and say our statement of truth together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, as I am, and all is well. And now Kathy Lee is going to join Kelly for our final song.
Here we go. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present. It's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because we choose love. Let love be present. It's what we're made of. We choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. We choose love. We choose love. We choose love. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye to all our YouTube folks.